Welcome to another edition of the Business and Personal Podcast, where we bring you closer to people that you do business with. And happy to be joined today by Debbie Stroup. She's Michigan Medicare specialist. I have never met anybody more passionate about Medicare and helping people out and helping them educated on a very confusing topic. So as open enrollment has started here, we're happy to have Debbie on. First of all, Debbie, thanks for rushing back from Cleveland to join us on the podcast today.
Oh my gosh, it was my pleasure. I was so excited. I got to visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the lovingly You'll Shoot Your Eye Out house, which I think is called a Christmas Story house. So it was awesome. Thank you.
Very nice. So as I said, you're so passionate about Medicare. So tell people why you decided 11 years ago to start your own thing here and really just advising people on the best Medicare plans for them.
Sure. So I saw that there was a lot of need to help senior citizens in this market. I found that seniors are easily scammed by Medicare. So they get a lot of solicitors calling them 10, 20, 25 calls a day, especially during open enrollment. And they sound good, but when then they sign up for that particular plan, they find out that it really wasn't good. And now they're stuck for a whole nother year and they're out of pocket a lot of money because that plan that they may or may not have been aware of that they signed up for doesn't work with their doctors, doesn't work with their prescriptions, doesn't work with their pharmacy, their dentist, or their optometrist. And so when I saw that a lot of senior citizens were getting scammed, I knew that I could do something. So I went to Medicare, found out that I can get trained yearly for doing this and also get trained by all the insurance companies in the state of Michigan. So I feel really armed and educated to helping these seniors navigate this crazy Medicare network and cut through all the stuff that's sitting on their kitchen table or the solicitors on the phone and really help them make the best decision for them.
I don't know why somebody wouldn't use your services, right? I mean, it's so confusing, so many options, and you can simplify it for them. Do you charge a lot of money for what you do? I mean, why wouldn't somebody want to use you?
So there's no charge at all for my service, nothing. There's no hidden fees, nothing at all. Like I said, I'm trained by Medicare to help folks navigate through this. So I'm very passionate about helping folks get into the right plan. I find that folks that try and do it on their own, very, very smart individuals end up making the wrong decisions. And some of those decisions are based on what my neighbor told me to do. They may have said, oh, Blue Cross is a great plan, sign up for Blue Cross. Or my sister told me that Humana's not a great company, don't sign up for them. So they base their decisions on emotion instead of facts. Humana's not bad, Blue Cross is not bad, it's just not a good fit for them. So it's sort of like buying a size 7 when you're a size 5. It's not the shoe's fault. You just made the wrong choice for the shoe size that is most appropriate for you.
So what are just maybe some quick little tidbits on the podcast here? What are maybe some free offerings that Medicare has that people should know about?
So not necessarily Medicare itself, but the plans that you attach to your Medicare. So Medicare is made up of parts A and B. So a lot of times people will buy a plan and have it lay right over top of Medicare. And it's those additional plans that offer a lot of what we lovingly call freebies. And a lot of them might offer free over-the-counter benefits, which literally means you can take your card with you to the pharmacy and pick out $75 worth of products for free every quarter. Some of them might offer free vision, dental, and hearing. And what that might mean is you get 2 free cleanings a year and a set of bite wing x-rays. Some of them are even offering help with paying for crowns, dentures, fillings. With eyes, you get a free eye exam. You might get $125 towards your glasses. You get a free hearing exam. And you also could get half off of hearing aids. Medicare itself, parts A and B, your red, white, and blue card, offer none of those. These are some of the extras that are attached to that plan that simply goes right over top of Medicare.
And do you find that a lot of people don't know about those then, people that you meet for these free checkups and whatnot?
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that don't know about them because when they sign up for a plan that either sounds good or that someone told them to sign up for, they may not have really researched completely to see, obviously, if their doctors and their prescriptions are covered, but they may not really understand all of the benefits that are going on with that. So you're literally leaving benefits that are free on the table every month, every quarter, every year. And so I work with folks to make sure that they understand those benefits and use them to their maximum.
So what you're telling me here, Debbie, is people are costing themselves money by not reaching out to you, that you could probably help them find a lot of options they're missing out on right now.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing in my passion is being in the wrong plan. And that all starts with the plan needs to work with all of your doctors, all of your prescriptions, your pharmacy, your eye doctor, and your dentist. That's the number one thing. The number two thing is now I'm looking at maybe 5 different plans that works with all of those. Which one's going to fit me the best? And so then we really take a deep dive in how you're going to use the plan. Are you a snowbird and you can travel with this? Are you really looking for a lot of freebies? Do you go into the hospital a lot? And so when I sit down and talk to people, you really understand a lot about them. And it's really important that I understand how you plan to use that Medicare plan so that together we can decide on which plan is going to be best for you.
And now, what about people that maybe have turned 65 this year, but they're still working and they don't think Medicare is even an option for them? What would be your advice to someone in that situation?
So when you turn 65, a whole brand new world opens up to you called Medicare. When folks call me and say, oh, I'm going to turn 65 in a few months, I'm like, woohoo, yes, that's the greatest time of your life because Medicare has a lot to offer. And they're like, okay. And so when you're working, you don't have to do anything with Medicare, even though everybody's going to tell you you do. You can keep working and still get your benefits, your health insurance through your employer. Or you can keep working, drop the health insurance through the employer, and sign up for Medicare. You can do one or the other. So it's not really one size fits all. Now, some folks, it makes sense to keep working and drop the health insurance because they're paying several $100s a month for it, where Medicare isn't that expensive. So, but there are also times where maybe that health insurance is free and it doesn't make sense to take Medicare at that time. But Medicare demands that you sign up at the age 65, unless you can prove you had credible health insurance through your employer, and I will help you do that so that you can avoid a lifetime penalty if and when you retire and you need Medicare.
Another scenario that I was thinking about too is someone that turns 65 later on in 2022. Say they turn 65 in the middle of 2022. Can they still sign up for open enrollment at this time to be effective later on in 2022?
Yeah, so open enrollment is right now. It's October 15th through December 7th. And that's for anyone that's currently on Medicare that they can look at other plans. But let's say I turn 65 during open enrollment, or I turn 65 outside of open enrollment. Let's say my birthday's in July. So let's say I turn 65 in July. Do I have to wait to open enrollment? No, you have what's called a special situation, and Medicare grants you permission to sign up for Medicare while you are 65, no matter what time it is throughout the year. And often folks are confused about when they need to sign up for Medicare. Medicare gives you a 7-month window to sign up. You have the month of your birthday, so that would be July, 3 months prior to July, and 3 months after July. So the total window is 7 months for me to sign up if I turn 65 in July.
Well, I guess that's an advantage for me having an October birthday in 2039. I will be able to open enroll right on a regular regular schedule. So,
Yep.
in your 11 years doing this, I'm sure, obviously, I can see the excitement you have and all the people that you've helped. And it's probably hard to pick out like one story, but maybe just to give people an idea of what you can do. Is there one story that stands out of someone you were able to put in a much better situation than what they were in and really open their eyes of what Medicare could do for them?
Yeah, so I actually just had something happen and it's sort of related to what I do, but there are numerous stories where people are calling me and they're living on $950 a month Social Security, and $200, $300 a month is going towards their insulin. And now they're left with maybe $600, $700 a month. Do I buy my insulin? I've talked to many people who have gone every other day with insulin. Do I buy my medication? How do I put food on my table? So by simply getting in the right plan to have that insulin paid for, saves them an enormous amount of money. And they didn't know that. I hear that all the time. So that's a pretty good story that I hear almost on a daily basis. Just a couple days ago, I talked to a woman who was 76 years old, was listening to the Medicare people that were talking to her on the phone, which they are relentless, 10, 20 calls a day. They're not from Medicare, but they make you believe they're Medicare or they're calling on Medicare's behalf. So she inadvertently not only switched plans, but signed up to get some durable medical equipment mailed to her, which was like a back brace and I think a neck brace, because somehow they scammed her into thinking that she needed that. And they're like, oh, it's free, we'll mail it to you. And she's like, okay, yeah, sure. She got it. Guess what the bill was? $10,000 that she owed. She's like, I don't even need a neck brace. And so I talked to her about these folks are relentless. They will make you think that you have to sign up for this plan. You're going to get a bunch of freebies if you do, and they talk so fast that it sounds great. They get swindled, they get bamboozled, they're in the wrong plan, and all of a sudden they owe a lot of money. So I hear that a lot. That $10,000 one, though, was really the biggest one. And that just happened a couple days ago.
So what happens in a situation like that then? Is she able to fight it somehow, or?
I told her, don't pay it. Don't pay it. If they want to come after you, let them come after you. They're not going to, because they've scammed 50 or 100 other people. And all they want is somebody out of that group of people to mail them $10,000. They're not going to come after you because it's not legitimate. And I get a lot of people calling me and emailing me letters through the mail and saying, is this legitimate? I'm like, no, it's not. And occasionally it is, because maybe it really is from Medicare. And I can find out if these letters are legitimate, whether they're coming from an insurance company or Medicare themselves. So I really can assist folks that way as well.
Well, anybody out there listening to this podcast, and hopefully, even if there's one person we're able to help out here, Debbie, the point I wanted to get across is you don't have to do it alone. Get an independent person like yourself that knows this inside and out, to simplify it and make it right for people. So hopefully, we get people to reach out to you. We see your phone number there. What is the best way for people to get a hold of you?
So a lot of folks love to pick up the phone and call me, and that's great. I encourage folks to do whatever is best for you. So you can call me at the number, or you could email me, and that will be fine too. But when new folks call me, I'm going to email them a form that's going to ask them, not for private information, I'm not going to ask you for your Social Security number, but I'm going to ask you to fill that form out, giving me all of your doctors, your prescriptions, your pharmacy, your dentist, your optometrist, your audiologist. I'm going to take all that information, sort through all the plans that are available to you in your zip code, and then figure out which plan is going to be best. There was one other thing that I wanted to talk about if we have time.
Sure, go ahead.
So I get a lot of people calling me about the Joe Namath commercial, and I want to get $148 back in my Social Security check because he told me that if I live in a certain zip code, that I might be eligible for a give back in my Social Security check. It has nothing to do with where you live or what zip code, none whatsoever. It has everything to do with your income. So if Medicare decides that you are in a particular income bracket, they will help pay for your Part B, which comes out of your Social Security check at $148 every month. They will help you pay that amount. Now, you are a human being, and they say, yes, you are entitled to help us pay that, or for us to help you pay that 148. And being a human being, you live in a zip code, correct? So what he's saying is, if you live in a certain zip code, no. If you're a human being, you live in a zip code. So therefore, he's not really telling you the whole truth. And it really, really upsets me because you get a lot of people calling, and all it is that call in is permission to sign you up.
There you have it, folks. Let Debbie cut through the BS here and put you in the right plan.
That's true.
Simple as that. And for the people that are listening to the audio version of this, Debbie, and don't see your phone number there, what is your phone number?
Sure. My cell phone number, and it rings directly to me, is 248-227-0347. And I have a voicemail that says, it's Medicare open enrollment, which is the most wonderful time of year. So it may take me an extra day to call you back. And I think people appreciate me being honest. You can also send me an email if you're kind of tech savvy at Debbie, which is DEBBIE and it's the name of my position, Michigan Medicare Specialist, and that's singular. So it's Debbie at MichiganMedicareSpecialist.com.
Fantastic. Thanks for fighting the fight out there for people, Debbie. Keep up the great work, and hope you can help a bunch more people here during this. This is like your Super Bowl, your Christmas, your holiday season. This is it for you, huh?
Yeah, this is tax season of the accountants and CPA. So you are absolutely correct. I mean, 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day, but it's my passion. It's what I get up for every single morning. It's in my blood. It's my calling.
Well, try to get some sleep, drink a lot of coffee, and keep helping people out. Thanks a lot, Debbie.
And just remember, it's the most wonderful time of year, Medicare open enrollment.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.